Wonderful. Hello there, and welcome to what I guess is actually session 7 of the Old Myths, but it's technically session 1 of season 2 of the Old Myths, where my wonderful players will be delving even deeper into the mysteries of the Deadland Forest and uncovering some secrets long since lost to history and the myths themselves. That'll be go fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. But before we move on to having my wonderful players introduce themselves and having the new face at the table introduce himself, why don't we why don't we jump off with me giving two quick announcements, which I almost forgot. First, sadly, at the moment, I'm a bit under the weather and probably will be for the next couple of weeks as a genetic illness is flaring up at the moment. I will be a bit not going to try and let my lethargy affect how the game is presented, but if you ever see me dipping it over it, I start stumbling over my words, forgetting things. I'm just a bit tired, unfortunately. So, well, hopefully that will clear up fine and won't interrupt this. The second announcement I have to make is the wonderful music you're hearing right now is the product of Alex Rowe. You can find Alex under that name, Alex Rowe, on Spotify, Bandcamp, and YouTube, where his music, he does original music and remixes from the From Software Soulsborne series. And he can also be found on Twitter as @Rotaka, that being @ROETAKA. I've listened to his music when I'm writing and reading because it's very thematic, and I love it enough that I sought permission to use it for this, which he was kind enough to give. With that out of the way, I think we'll go to my players first and then have the new face, my returning players first and have the new face introduce themselves. So why don't we go first to the one who's actually running tech for this whole thing and who also made the wonderful overlay that you're looking at and also the starting soon, break and ending screens. So Jesse, take it away.
All right, hi, I'm Jesse, Jahoos the Moose on all social media sites, and I will be playing Sin, our amazing blue tiefling ranger and owner. No, I am not the owner. Really, Umbra owns me, so pet of my beast companion, Umbra.
So who after going through a bit of an encounter in the mist, Umbra can now speak. Albeit she only speaks in Infernal, I believe we said. So there is that. So are we playing Umbra as well? But about that, why don't we go next to we'll go clockwise around the overlay, I think. So Sam, fellow Sam, you're up next.
Hello, fellow Sam. I'm Sam, Samtastic. You can find me on Twitch. I can't talk. Twitch and Twitter there. I play Pyre, who is now out about being a cleric, unfortunately. She's got some shit going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that wonderful bit of makeup on your face really gives that away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So why don't we go next, sadly skipping in the order of the overlay, to my final returning character, Stephen. Go ahead.
I am Stephen. I'll be back again playing Gilder Tavois, the grumpy old man, because somebody's got to keep rambunctious little children in line.
Yeah, so he's definitely old. I mean, what is he, 32? 35. And last and certainly not least, we go to a new face at the table.
Hi, I'm Jono. You can find me on Twitter @MammalJono. I'm playing Brother Morton, Tiefling Warlock, and I'm very excited to be here.
Wonderful, and very excited to have you joining us for this. We do have one other new face who would be joining us. Sadly, real life conspired to make it unable for them to join. So we'll be joining by a new face next session. But for now,
we're just building up the suspense because
one step at a time, build up the suspense and the anticipation. And last and definitely least in comparisons, these folk there is me. You can't make me stop. Hi, I'm Sam, or for this, Samuel, to avoid confusion. And you can find me on Twitter as Eldritch Warlock, and I will be playing everyone and everything else in this homebrewed adventure set in a homebrewed world, which I'm so glad my local players are exploring. And with that, I think we'll move into a very quick and brief recap of what happened in Season 1, and then we'll jump into today's session. So, in the Zaren continent, at the furthest northern point, there is a massive forest known as the Denon Forest. This has always been a haunted forest, and stories of its tales of ghosts have always reached even the southernmost point of the continent. However, in recent times, the Faith Militant has been called to arms, or rather, the higher-ups within the Faith Militant, those most trusted by their churches, along with the higher-ups of the mercenary houses. And they have been rallied and marched north under secrecy to the Denon Forest to confront some sort of threat. My wonderful players were part of a company made up only about 100 strong, a smaller force of the main force, designed to move quietly and swiftly. They reached the border of the Denon Forest much quicker than any map should tell them, the forest having grown southward, and as thick mists rolled in, strange animals attacked. Through a series of events, one leading into the other, they found themselves delving into the depths of the forest, encountering a strange scorpion totem through which an ancient being peered through. And then they met a totem itself, a totem which took the lives of a couple of them willingly, and in which they were given knowledge. Soon after, they found themselves within Durin's Burrow, and the warm and safety of Three Foxes Tavern and Inn, where they met Hob and Borzan. A couple of things happened here and there, but just to quickly skip through this recap so we get into the fun of it. They ended up meeting two eccentric old witches, I guess, Helgia and Old Nan, as well as I'm so sorry, Steve, I can't remember your character. Parallax. Parallax, a traveling multi-dimensional planeshopper. Through a series of events, my players learned a bit of the truth. The thick mists are essentially a dispersed pocket plane holding back some great being that was willingly entrapped, and having proven themselves in battle, my players now have a couple of destinations to follow. Pyre, being marked with a symbol that mirrors the one that the marked bears, has been pulled in their direction. However, for the rest of the group, they are choosing to direct their attention towards what they know as the Hillock and River's Home. But we'll get into that soon enough, as we'll jump now into the next morning after the battle. Sorry, just a bit of an itch. Anyway, so as the morning sunlight tries to desperately pierce through the thickly hanging mists that enshroud Durin's Burrow, peeking through spindle finger-like branches and failing in doing so more often than not, casting a very dull light into the atmosphere. Sin, you are awakened from your slumber, but only partially. This is not a natural awakening. It's not your sleep coming to an end, nor is it a threat, however. Indeed, this is probably why you decide to stay in your bed within the Three Foxes, why you choose not to rouse yourself, as despite yourself you are comforted by what is happening, or rather you are secure and safe. Could you make me a quick perception check, please?
15.
Okay. So in this moment between rousing from your slumber into a half-awake state and dropping back off to sleep, you, through blurry eyes, catch the form of a very familiar tiefling knelt at the base of your bed, his hand resting on Umbra's shoulder. And you catch a brief message to her, to Umbra, before you drift away as this tiefling goes into the room. Take care of her, you stupid cat, and don't let her die.
I feel like that's a little rude to Umbra.
Oh yeah, I'm not going by what Feminist actually said, because I believe Feminist said some harsh things in affection, and this is a very similar thing. It's a very affectionate phrase.
No, it's very true. It's very true. Very true to character.
And you drift back off to sleep, as I say, as the back of the profile of this tiefling slips out of the room silently. Just a faint apology drifting upon the air before you're pulled back into slumber. For another member of the party, they too are roused from their slumber. They're not in a very comforting state. Voxy, our Asimir barbarian, awakens sharply and uncomfortably. In his mind plays the revelations he experienced in the fight the other day. Revelations that his god was essentially dead, that the one giving him power was imprisoned, and that he was being guided by a pretender. In his state in this... Sorry, just pulling something up. Pulling up my notes because I forgot to do so. I just realized it. I'm so sorry. In his blurry state, driven by some form of attribution that has guided him all his life, Voxy slowly gathers his stuff, exits the Three Foxes Tavern and Inn, and after looking around in the early morning mists, turns and heads into the forest, the mists reaching out and almost welcoming him into their grasp. And on the dew-soaked ground, footsteps come to an abrupt end on the edge of the forest. For the three of you still left within your beds, Pyre, Gilder, Sin, you actually sleep in today, which is unusual. Voxy, being very militant in his training as part of the Faith Militia, has always made sure to rouse you early in the morning, to make sure you're always ready to march or to do your duties. This time there is no banging at your doors, however, and it's as such you awaken naturally. The sun now beginning to peek through the window, and indeed for most of you it is what wakes you. What do you wish to do? As it sinks into you that something is wrong, that Voxy is not present, and that Sin, this fleeting memory you had while half asleep, drifts through your mind.
I feel like as soon as I wake up and see that, I feel like Umbra would have let me know, like, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sin's a little shell-shocked between the dying and the coming back and the very heart-to-heart moment with Pyre and then the being abandoned by Fenris.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sin's gonna be, if everyone's gathering downstairs and noticing like no one's there, Sin's gonna be the last person down. Okay. Someone might need to come up and get her.
In that case, I'll say you're guided down actually by Umbra nudging you along when you wish to just stay where you are, determined not to let you wallow away in this moment. Don't worry yourself, my friend. You understood he had things he had to do. He had a brother to find, a brother he now knows where to find.
I know, but we had just made this promise not to leave each other.
And he hasn't. Maybe physically, yes. But he's still your friend. Do not doubt that. Do not question it. Be secure in what you experience together, and know that you will experience more. Now come, get out of bed. You have things to do.
I groan and pull my clothes on, shuffle downstairs, hand on Umbra's head. Or shoulders, I guess?
Probably shoulders more.
Shoulders, yes.
Every time you kind of...
She's gone from pet beast companion to literal companion, so shoulders.
Yeah. Every time you kind of stop for a moment, taking things in, Umbra just gives you a slight nudge against your hip with her head and beckons you forward, giving you the comfort.
I love her so much.
So before Sin comes downstairs with Umbra, where she sees Pyre and Gilder sat at the table, probably having a morning meal, what are the two of you doing in your mornings as we jump back a few minutes?
Before I would have come down, Sin and I shared a room, right?
I think we did. Did we?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah,
Those
because
guys and wandering girls,
me,
yeah.
and then I was gonna interrogate you. And, yeah.
Yes. Oh yes, you did. You did share. My apologies. Yes.
No,
And
you're
then
good.
the mists happened, and
Yeah. So do you think Sin would have gone first, or?
No, I feel like you would have.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
you
Like,
woke
I
up
needed
higher.
some time.
Yeah. You woke
Okay.
up with Sin still in bed, but your
Okay.
people still asleep.
Okay. I'm gonna wake up and just kind of sit on the edge of my bed, and I'm gonna touch my amulet,
Mm-hmm.
and then Abyssal, I'm just gonna go. Look, I'm not good at this shit. Thanks for not letting her die. Sorry I was bad at it. I'm sorry that I've been bad about a lot of shit. Could use your help. So thanks.
You feel, and every moment before you get up and you get ready and go downstairs, you feel what almost feels like spectral raven feet landing on your shoulder, and a beak nipping at your ear slightly as whispered words carry from your goddess Valhyas. Don't worry about it, child. All must find their path their own way. And you
Cool.
can post marvelously, don't worry.
Okay. Cool. And then I'll go downstairs.
Okay. Gilda, what is your morning like?
knowing what we're about to do, like in the morning, he'd probably be downstairs just like sorting through his equipment, restringing his bow, rechecking all the straps to his armor and stuff like that. So be like dressed in just his normal clothes and probably occasionally just flicking with or fidgeting with a small locket he has around his neck, but mostly just like re-going over everything to make sure like he's prepared and just muttering to himself, just checking in his head, got this, this is checked. So that's what he's consumed with that morning.
In that case, I'll say, while you're focused on this checking and such, certain words keep repeating through your head. The idea that whatever is afflicting your suddenly ill child, whatever is keeping them entrapped within their slumber, you might be able to find answers for. That you might, if you just seek out River's home, might be able to find some relief to these questions that have been plaguing you, and as what drove you to actually take up this contract with the mercenary house, with the company of the White Arrows. But you being the first up, you see Pyre come down, and a few minutes later, Sin and Umbra follow suit. And I'll say you actually given a meal free of charge, or rather, free paid, as Hob reveals that a certain tiefling did make sure to settle some debts before he left, and so you're given your morning meal before Hob goes back to sitting behind the bar after you've eaten, flicking through a tome that's almost as large as him, this small gnome dressed very smartly for such a forest surrounded place. But it doesn't take you long really to ascertain that both Fenris and Roxy are gone. You, Sin, I assume, sharing where Fenris has probably ventured off to, though Roxy's disappearance is more than a mystery.
Foxy was always a mystery.
I thought it was far too quiet this morning. And the fact that we're up about 2 hours later than we usually were.
I'd like to say sleeping in felt nice, but it didn't.
Given the circumstances, certainly not.
So it's just us three then.
4.
4.
Under 4. Aw.
4, I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. Just don't do it again, please.
Noted.
Just for the record, Umbra still only speaks in Infernal, right?
Yes, to the two of you, that sounded like
Yeah.
which is very odd seeing coming from a panther's mouth.
That's right. I forgot you could do that. I'm sorry. I'm just never going to get used to that.
Don't worry. There's a lot of things that I don't think I'll ever get used to
Nope.
here.
Sure aren't.
You know, I used to like butterflies. Butterflies used to be pretty.
I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not. But yes, we'll assume you get your full meal, and after your deal yesterday, you are fully rested and actually leveled up to level 11.
Yay!
So powerful now.
While we're set at the table, I'm gonna turn to Gilder. And like low-key and Abyssal. Because Pyre is still a being of many secrets. Just say, I'm sorry I lied. I had to.
Back in Abyssal, just so we're sure. I understand. I won't press too much further, but I think from now on it's best we don't hide too much about each other's.
Right. Of course. Transparency. So I am cleric.
That I figured out.
Yeah, I figured. You save yourself for the damage, and I'll save you. Yeah?
I tend to keep far enough out that usually nothing gets to me.
Usually, yeah. Just saying.
We'll keep care of each other.
Yeah.
Make sure we all stay alive.
Yeah.
Hopefully we find somebody else out there to sort of round this group out to a nice even 4, but you never know what's going to happen.
I don't know if I'll trust another person.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
we might need to trust all the help we can get at this point.
So
Not out of the mist.
Skipping forward a few minutes, you find the group finishing up and you're heading to leave, and there's a slight clearing of a throat from behind you. If you look behind you, you see no one until you look down and you see the diminutive form of Hob stood there. Well, I would say that it has been an absolute pleasure to have you at my establishment. However, I do lie. I thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your coin. Just please do not bring the mists back in here where they will eat people. They did not know they even did that.
I mean, I came back.
She did.
I don't know if I will come back. I don't know if I will come back. That is the important thing. Bosun. I don't know if Bosun is taken. Who knows if he will come back? Or
If Bosun was
valid.
taken, I'd be very sad.
We're 2 for 2 on people coming back from the mist, so it's fine.
Yes, but I don't want to be the one that's 2 for 1. Okay. I get the idea that you're leaving. I mean, you've certainly taken everything out of your rooms. So, if you ever find yourself coming through Duvinsborough again, I will begrudgingly give you rooms again. Just don't bring the mists back. That's all I ask. Not too much, is it? Me and Bosun, we have a nice life. I don't want it ruined.
We will certainly try. I don't think we have any control over the mists, but we're gonna try.
We don't.
That is fair, but and you watch he starts patting down the pocket of his waistcoat and reaches in, and you've all seen this trick where he just seems to scoop coin in and it vanishes. And now you get the idea how, as he disappears up his elbow in one of the pockets, rummaging around.
Does he have a vest of holding?
Maybe. And he brings out what seems to be a thick golden coin, though certainly not anything of currency, and hands it out to you. look, I get the idea. You did something big yesterday. I got the message from the Elderman about how to make sure you're taken care of. So, a bit of gratitude, as it were, for helping out that old fogey. Well, what are you going to say? Did I give you a gift and you say nothing?
I'm sorry. Thank you.
The past few days, we're not exactly used to being given.
Yeah.
It's mostly been people take from us.
It's a little. I'm getting a little bit whiplash from just all the events. I know I left you some. I just really want to apologize for the potted plant and for really any destruction we've ever done.
Wait, the potted plants? What happened with the potted plants?
Don't worry, I left a gift. I left a gift for you in our room as
It's fine.
an apology.
What did you do to my petunias? And you watch as he just turns and runs up the stairs. Just.
Let's go. Let's leave. We gotta leave. We should leave.
Yep.
Yep.
Shouldn't have done that.
Cartoon running sound effect.
I was proving a point, Pyre.
I know that you were proving a point. You didn't have to prove a point. Whatever.
Well, you didn't want to touch anything living. Talking living.
You know I can talk to plants sometimes, right?
Can you?
What can't you do?
Anyways, let's go before he comes back.
Okay, let's go.
We're shuffling them out the door.
So as you step outside, at this point, unfortunately, the footprints of Voxy have suddenly vanished. However, going by your absolutely insane passive perception, Gilda, 22, yes. You do notice at the edge of the forest, there is a human figure for just a brief, fleeting moment. A young tiefling, from the looks of it. Scruffy black hair up to the shoulders, the horns small, showing adolescence, probably curling up a tiny bit and back over the head. But that tiefling is gone between one blink and the next.
Just kind of rubbing his eyes to clear him for a second.
It's almost like when you have a bright light flashed on you, and for a few minutes you have spots in your vision. It's almost like there was one of these spots, and between one blink and the next it's cleared, and this individual is gone.
Did you two see that?
See what?
So no.
What?
Just keep an eye out for another tiefling. It may or may not be Fenris. It didn't look like him too much, but maybe the mist turned him into a different tief. I don't know what these mists are. I saw a tiefling out there. Just keep your eyes open, and I'll give him that short description again so they can keep an eye out.
I mean, we need to go wandering lost in the mist, right?
Sin,
Yes.
that description triggers a memory for you. Indeed, it's a memory not too long ago, only 2 days ago, or a day and a half ago, rather. Oh no, it would be 2 days ago, actually. I was sat at a campfire on night watch with a young tiefling by the name of Terran, telling you the tale of the old words. Before you found out there was never any Terran in the camp in the first place, despite your memories to the contrary. Of how they were a young adolescent tiefling with short horns showing their age and curled up and backwards, of shaggy dark hair that fell to the shoulders, and how they just wandered into the mist, came back, and then just vanished.
Was it Terran? Did you see Terran?
Who's Terran? Oh, that little boy. I didn't talk to him too much.
We should follow. Should we follow?
Well, I thought we were supposed to be lost.
Well, we're probably going to get lost following the disappearing tiefling.
She's not wrong.
Fair enough. We'll do it twofold. We'll just go out wandering, because I didn't see a direction he left, and he was just there and then not. So we'll just walk that way, and if we find him, great. But we're also totally heckin' lost, so...
Yeah, we are.
Two birds with one stone. Owls with one arrow.
DM, how close is well, we haven't started walking. Never mind.
No, go ahead. Because I assume you're traveling while this is happening. You're walking towards.
Yeah, how is that mark doing? Are we vaguely going in that direction?
This mark, which you have so wonderfully portrayed, is burning and pulsing slightly, almost like a very small pin into the side of your head. It's very incessant sensation. And the pull is, thankfully for you, pulling you in that direction.
Sweet. Okay. Cool.
But as we journey out of Durhansborough proper, as you start venturing into the forest, and indeed as you step past the first boundary of where the trees are, and you notice for the first time, the trees just suddenly stop. It's a very unnatural thing. It's just trees and then a bit of open ground before you get to the first building. And there's no sign of it being cleared away by inhabitants either. There's just a sudden stop. But it's as you step past this boundary into Delham Forest proper once more, and the mists curl up around you. Morton, would you please describe to us all what you do as you suddenly are deposited outside of this arcane flash of energy, and you are teleported into the midst of three faintly familiar from having seen them in the camp individuals? And would you please give a brief description of what you look like as well?
Sure. Now I'm embarrassed because you see a young tiefling, horns showing his age, curling up a little bit in the back. Dark blue, almost black hair, slicked back in the middle and shaved on one side, with olive skin and a strong jaw, but kind of a baby face, everything else up. And he's wearing brown monk robes.
And sorry, go ahead.
Where is this? And I'm just gonna look around for a second. I'm very disoriented.
And it's in this disorientation that the three of you notice this unknown individual, again, very faintly familiar. So then the idea that you've passed them a couple of times but you don't recognize them, it's like a very passing familiarity. So what is it you do actually as this tiefling suddenly appears in front of you?
I would draw my bow.
Yeah, I had never the right. Oh!
Yeah, I've got my shield up and I'm holding a produce flame ready to throw.
Who are...
Would you please all be so kind as to give a brief character description? Yourselves, and we'll start with Sin and Umbra.
Alright, so you see a blue tiefling with kind of like Oni horns, I guess. They are slightly curved, but they're more straight, fading to black at the tips. She has a high... her hair is in a bun. She was too tired to just do... It's in a messy bun to keep it out of her face and arms while she's shooting her arrows. She's wearing hakama pants and like a kimono-inspired top. Blue tail. She has hoofs for feet. And next to her is actually puma, cougar. There's no puma or cougar on D&D Beyond, so we go with panther. But it's solid gray. Beast next to her, fur fluffed up, like ready to attack. She has yellow eyes. I think that's it. I think we described her.
Yep. Gilda, would you please give your character description next?
So after that very colorful and strange looking thing, you see just a dude. Gilder is about a little on the tall side, just normal human. He's got gray hair and beard that's sort of starting to get speckled with white and gray hairs kind of peppered in there. That's pulled in a very tiny baby ponytail, just mostly to keep it out of his face. Wearing half plate and what looks like is probably roughly like some sort of uniform because he came from one of the mercenary companies. With a pretty elaborate bow in his hand that looks like it's got nice fancy elvish carving. And then a little gold locket on a simple like hemp chain. and he is about 6'1".
Wonderful. And last and not least, Fire.
Significantly closer to the ground. You see mostly shield, probably. But assuming there was not a shield, I have like almost side shave hair with like a really short cut. My hair's fire though, literally and figuratively. And I have bronze skin and then like red lips with like gold cracks in it. Perpetual circles around the eye. Can't tell if it's a Genasi thing or if she's just like really fucking tired. Probably both at this point. My hair's fucked up. And I have a red amulet. You probably can't see the detail of it yet. And fire. I like fire. I'm into fire.
Wonderful. And in this moment, Morton, as you kind of gather yourself, blinking off the effect of the teleportation and this slight disorientation, you feel that your surroundings be one thing then another, almost immediately after. You focus slightly, and the appearance of these three matches through the 5 appearances you were given when you were handed that scroll that you clench so tightly in your fist.
Mm-hmm. And seeing all of this, I just say, easy. I'm Brother Morton from the Church of the Searing Queen, and I hold up a little amulet to prove it. You all match descriptions I was given by Larissa.
Larissa.
The gentle lady. Larissa, sorry. Was given by Larissa. I'm supposed to meet up with all of you. She gave me a scroll to read. Please don't shoot me with your bows.
I forgot I muted myself. Sin's gonna kind of lower her bow but I'm still on guard. And I'm like, how do I know you're real? It's been weird. It's been a weird couple of days.
I've got an amulet from the church. You can, if it's more being corporeal you're worried about, you can like poke me or something. It's fine. I have a message.
Umbra?
Nods slightly and prowls forward, and you're Morton confronted with this large panther coming right up to you. Open it, and opens her jaw.
Sink in a little bit.
And just eyes are fixated on that parchment.
Can I pet, or should I not?
Don't pet. She wants what you're holding.
Right. Yes. Scroll. And I give the scroll.
Yep. So Umbra, having no opposable thumbs, unfortunately, takes it in her mouth and carries it over to you. And
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, do I recognize the name of that church?
The Church of the Searing Queen, yes. The Searing Queen is actually one of the more well-known higher gods. Her name isn't known, just her title is. But the symbol being presented to you at the moment is of Gwyness, who is basically the local god of her, in one of her local gods aspects in Zevon. The goddess of, if I double check my notes, I believe it was passion. Sorry, trying to find my notes. I should have pulled this up and I didn't. And Google Doc has been slow. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
You're totally fine. It's episode 1 of season 2.
Yeah, it decided to refresh the Google Docs for some reason. So I'm waiting for it to load. There's a lot of information in here. All different
Okay.
gods. Nope, that's Valhaias. Load, please. Thank you. Gwyneth, the goddess of passion, sexuality, summer, and sunlight. She, as I said, is an aspect of the Sin Queen.
Sunlight.
Does she have a good relationship with Valhaias and the higher versions of?
That's unknown. As I say, the higher gods aren't really known at all. It's actually extraordinarily rare that the fact that a higher god has allowed her title to be used.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very unnatural thing. So your idea between the relations of the higher gods, unfortunately, would be like considered a 30 roll to understand. To speak out of character. But if you could make me a religion check,
Okay.
please.
That's a natural 20.
Yeah, in that case, you do understand the kind of the relation between Gwyneth and Valhaias. Valhaias, being the goddess of sin, does go hand in hand slightly with the goddess of sexuality, in that there can be recourse for sin within such a field, along with passion as well. They can lead to sin, and sin can be fixed by said aspects. However, the churches don't really align with one another closely. Indeed, most churches keep separate unto themselves. What you do know, however, is the Church of Valhaias in particular keeps himself isolated and have done so for the past couple of centuries.
Okay.
So what correspondence there was has unfortunately eroded.
Okay. So I'm gonna approach and lower my shield, so probably you can only see my eyes. I don't know how big shields are in real life.
Well,
Big.
can be
I mean,
big.
yeah, it can be big, can be small.
It's an arrow catching shield, so it might be bigger. And just kind of like study the symbol to make sure it's legit.
I'll say with your nat 20, yeah, you're able to easily piece it apart. It is a legit symbol of Gwyneth. Indeed, it's actually one that's awarded typically to the higher priests, which is understandable if Morton was indeed a part of the company, as only those higher up would be assigned to this mission.
Okay.
Oh, and welcome, Party RPG. Thank you for the raid. We're just in a moment where Brother Morton here has been introduced to the party, having been deposited in front of them through teleportation. So a bit of a tense moment. Yes. Before I forget, Sin, the parchment you now have in your hand. It's a scroll, tightly wound, probably not very large one, so probably a small message contained. There's a red ribbon around the centre with a wax seal. Keeping it enclosed.
Do I recognize the seal?
You do, actually. It's one that you recognise from the command tent of the company. This bearing the seal of the Gentle Blade herself, Lyris.
Okay, I'm gonna break the seal and open up the scroll while muttering, "Please don't be sassy, please don't be sassy, please don't be sassy."
Luckily for you, this is not one parchment that has been enchanted into some form of sentience. As in this piece of parchment, there is just an inked message. It reads pretty simply, pretty concisely, of more eyes watching than expected. Help being sent. This is the first of two. Keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled. And keep focused and good luck.
Huh. Well, Brother Morton, I guess you're trustworthy. And then I'm going to mutter to Gilder and Pyre, we should probably let Larissa know that our eyes cannot be trusted in the mist. But that's besides the point.
Let's just all ease up for a second, because I think we're scaring the poor lad.
Good.
Put the bow back around the chest.
Still got flame in one hand.
Don't mind them. It's been rough for a few days. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm part of the healer's company. I'm not really used to such excitement. So friendly faces are a welcome sight.
Well, get used to it, bud. 'Cause it's not good out here.
Says a not so.
Yeah, you'll adjust real quick. And then I'll sort of give him the brief recap so Brother Morton is caught up onto what we've seen, but save us the time because you did the recap at the beginning for everybody.
And I will add, you, Morton, would be informed of their current objectives. They're seeking the hillock, which they've been told they can only find by basically wandering lost through the forest. It cannot be found, it must find you, essentially. That kind of mentality tied to the enchantment of it. And there's also River Home, which they can find by following any river, considering it's the home of all rivers in the forest. Pretty self-explanatory. And they're currently searching for the hillock, or decided to search for the hillock.
So let's go wander.
Which direction?
Sin spins around in a circle. And then just stops and points in a direction.
Fire.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That tug from the mark. It leads you the other way.
Mm-hmm. I too will spin in a circle like a person would and point in the other way. This one feels better. I don't know.
I feel like we need to play Stone, Dagger, Parchment.
Or we could just go that way.
Or we split the difference and we go right down the middle of the opposite directions.
We could do that.
Fantastic, because we're wasting time standing here arguing over it.
What was that, sorry, Morton?
I just said I'm just happy to be here and help.
I'm just glad to participate.
I'm gonna just look at you for a long time and evaluate the value of my diamonds. And flame goes out.
All right, so middle of the road, I guess.
Okay. In that case, I would like whoever's choosing to lead this expedition to make me a survival check. As for the first couple of meters, it's actually pretty easy to. Oh, sorry, for the first hour or so, it's actually pretty easy to pick your way through the forest. The trees aren't too closely clumped together. There are a few places where you might stumble here and there, but pretty easy to pick through. However, after this hour, the mists are growing thicker and denser and almost pulling at your flesh. You get this like running sensation of running over skin, and the branches of these trees seem to reach down towards you. Fingers from some great ancient creatures looking to tug and pull at your hair and clothing. So, whoever's leading this, please make me a survival check.
I think
I can. For the sake of the natural explorer, does this count as a forest?
It does count as a forest, yes.
There's trees. I assume it's a forest, but it's also misty. With that.
Luckily, a misty forest is still a forest.
You never know.
Either way, it's a 21.
21. Okay, good. You, Gilda, draw upon your expertise as a former member and actually now current member of the Company of the White Arrows, which is a well-known mercenary house within Zeren, who specialize in the hunting down and elimination of monsters that plague certain towns and villages in the more, rural areas, farmland areas. And so, Gilda, you managed to navigate the party through a few certain dangers here and there. You notice a few like plants that cling tightly to trees, which in your experience are sentient by nature, and if you grab too close, probably wrap around your neck and try to extinguish your life. But you manage to guide them past all of this, luckily. And you keep wandering deeper and deeper and deeper into the mists. The silence that hangs around you is impossibly thick. And indeed, for all of you, whatever chatter you did have has begun to slowly die down. This heavy pressure weighing upon you, making you feel almost awkward to try and break this quiet. Like it's something that is sacred something that should not be disturbed. As you're going deeper and deeper into the forest, and the trees grow closer and closer together, these ancient titans reaching higher and higher up into the sky. Their gnarled branches become thicker and more aged. And indeed, this imagery you had of them being almost arms reaching out to grab you. You swear every now and then this flickers out of the corner of your eyes. But these branches swaying out towards you, looking to grab. When you look back, there's no movement. Indeed, it must just be a trick of the mind. Paranoia weighing upon all of you with this silence begins to set in. But you wander deeper and deeper into the mist, until it is mist. That is all you can see. Indeed, for most of you, for two of you actually, apart for Pyre and Morton, you require putting a hand on Sin and Gilda. Their senses trained in hunting and tracking, able to pick up the sound of your footsteps. For you two, you would get lost immediately if you did not rely on this physical presence around you.
I just instinctively light up the end of my staff.
Okay. I assume just a light cantrip?
Yeah.
You find it's unusual. The light does form, but it is smothered. Almost like the mist is trying to snuff it out of existence, that it is unwilling to be dispersed by such a paltry display of magic.
Sin will notice that and just scoff and say, yeah, that's not going to work here.
Morton, however, you do notice
Oh, good.
in the very faint wave of light that you do manage to produce before it's smothered. You swear that Pyre was to your right. He's on your left, passing between the trees, and her hand is set upon Gilda's shoulder. And you look over to your right where Pyre was, and you realise that could never have been Pyre. Indeed, how else would she found her way? You see Pyre stood there, head tilted, just staring at you, a rictus grin upon her features, laughing silently to herself.
Something you'd like to share with the rest of us?
Who are you talking to?
Do you know?
You look back, and they're gone. There's no one there.
Must have just been a trick of the mist. I thought I saw someone.
What type of someone?
It tends to do that.
Very much like you, actually. Small, flaming hair,
I'm not small.
laughing.
You're a little
Sorry.
small, Pyre.
About you-sized, flaming hair, laughing silently.
Cool. I'm gonna cast
Yeah.
Hope on everyone.
What was that, sorry?
I'm gonna cast Beacon of Hope on everyone.
Sure.
I'm assuming it's not gonna work, but I'm gonna certainly try. So that. Hold on, what does that do? Let me pull up the description. Everyone gets advantage on Wisdom saving throws and Death saving throws, for up to a minute, as long as I'm concentrating on it.
Okay. So you cast Beacon of Hope.
Mhm.
And in that moment, a very sickening scent reaches all of your noses. Very metallic, that clings and almost pierces at the back of your throat. It's if a scent could be thick, it would be. If it almost like clogs your airways for a moment as it rushes over you with suddenness and without warning. Very metallic, almost blood-like in nature.
Oh, I draw my bow.
Gilda, you notice it first. There's what looks like a face in one of the trees as the mists part for a moment, from which blood is just pouring out. More blood that could be contained within a single human. More blood that could be contained within 10. Just pouring out in a steady stream, almost like a waterfall, covering the leaf and twig covered ground beneath your feet, slowly reaching out towards all of you. The pool spreading larger and larger by the second. And up in the trees, with a victor's grin spreading where the beak should be, you all see an owl staring at you all.
Yeah, something like that.
Immediately firing an arrow at that owl.
Same.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Can I make 2? Because it's going to be like bam bam.
Yeah, 18 to hit it.
Okay, roll damage, please, Gilda.
I got a nat 20.
Alright.
Yep,
Show off.
as long as you got more than a 13 hit.
Okay, yes. The answer is yes.
Okay, roll damage.
Yeah. Well, between my 2 arrows, rolling both ones and the damage, 'cause that's fun. It's 14.
If I roll a nat 20, I get double damage, right?
Double the dice.
Yeah, okay.
Any flat modifier is
Yeah.
not doubled.
It's 11 plus 17
Yep.
and 17 plus 8, 25?
Okay. It really doesn't matter, as these 3 arrows just riddle this owl's body, and even the first hit is enough to just kill it outright, and then Sin's 2 follow-up arrows basically here just
We're making sure.
embellishment upon the cake, as it were. As this owl is just gone. And
Sin killed it, I pinned it to the tree.
Morton, you notice as their attention is focused on the owl, staring at you, head tilted to one side, silently laughing to himself, is Gilda. Just staring at you, just rocking back and forth in humorous laughter, something so very, very amusing to him. Something dark and entertaining to this creature.
Okay, that right there. Does nobody else see that? And I point right at it.
I look.
There's nothing there.
Oh, jeez.
Indeed, even for you, Morton, it's gone.
Is the tree still barfing blood?
It's a good point, actually. Drawing your attention of taking out this owl, this is what you three of you know to be a spy, and assume informed Morton of this fact. Without your notice, the scent of blood had gone, just wiped away as quickly as it appeared. And there was no face upon the tree, there was no blood upon the ground. It is normal. I would like everyone to use the wisdom saving throw, please.
You have advantage.
At advantage.
I'm glad you do.
Oh, again.
Or
Nat
So
20.
I'll go round and ask you to tell me what you get. So we'll go with Morton first.
21.
Pyre.
19.
Gilda.
17.
And Sin.
21.
And technically Umbra as well. distance. I assume he was a beacon of hope would have been on Umber as well. Okay, so Umber has advantage as well, don't worry.
16.
Okay. Good to know. What do you wish to do?
I don't like when he says that.
Good to know. Nothing happens.
As these events are seemingly stopped and you're halted in place in your journey, what do you wish to do?
How's my thumbtack?
It's hard to tell direction here in the forest, but it's still pulling you steadily towards your right. Or it has begun pulling you steadily towards your right.
Okay.
Indeed, you would know. And interesting factoid, basically, if you let someone just wander in a forest and let them think they're going in a straight line, they will just walk in a circle. It's a very large circle. It's an actual real-life occurrence. You just walk in a circle for some reason. Gilda, you managed to keep the group pretty much straight, going in the direction. However, you probably would be able to know you have begun turning slightly, as is natural.
Okay.
And it's migrated now towards your right. Or at least I think that fact is true because I saw it on QI, and then any British person, Stephen Fry, is a fountain of information.
Listen, QI is how I know the difference between cakes and biscuits.
Yep. But yes, what do you wish to do? As the blood is gone, as is the owl, and whoever was watching you.
I just want to note, for the group, I told you it was all a dumb idea to just wander aimlessly. Look at where we are!
We're going to encounter these cursed owls no matter where we go. They found us in town. They're finding us in the forest. We need to go to them. / get lost in the woods.
Yeah, get lost. Let's do it.
Just saying, I'm pulling out the bad boys.
Who was I holding on to? Was it Gilder or Sen?
It was Gilder.
Gilder.
I've got Morton.
I'm gonna grab. I don't know how much I can get of Gilder.
He's a good foot taller than you.
I assume you're probably gripping either like the elbow to upper arm.
Cool.
5'2" to 6'1".
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be like, okay, great, awesome. Let's wander and then make a hard turn to the right. And
okay.
Well, before we go, can I see that map again?
The sassy map?
Yeah, the sassy map.
I'd give him the sassy map. The sass map.
Just pull it open, ask it to show us where we are currently. Because like it has like the normal markers on it, right? I want to see if we've somehow traveled.
So you open the map and ask it to detail where you are. And Morton, this is the first time you'll see this, but for the rest of you, it's pretty normal now, where ink seems to form a la the Mordor's map upon the front of the piece of parchment, and just says, "You do know it's common courtesy to ask a map where to go before you set off on your journey, so you don't get lost like you now are."
I will dunk you in the blood that's being barfed from the tree right now. I don't need your attitude. I just need the questions answered.
So yeah, Morton, you're seeing Gilda shouting at a piece of paper.
I told you. I warned you. Right? I warned you. Yeah.
This is normal.
This is normal.
In your grasp, Gilda, the parchment seems to thicken, and you can unfold it, and you have the map. Essentially operates like a radar. It's a ping of magical energy that's collected back, and it details your location. As you look through it, however, you don't see the settlement known as Durnsborough, which is impossible. You've seen how far this map can display before. There's no way, with the time you're making, with how long this journey has taken you so far, there's no way you've travelled far enough away that it shouldn't be able to show Durnsborough. Indeed, all that the map shows you is just forest in all directions.
Ah, fantastic. I assume it doesn't show us where Riverhome is?
No.
Okay.
And
fantastic.
The closest river to you is going by your make me a survival check.
Okay.
Just going by your past experience with maneuvering by map.
26.
Okay. Yeah. Judging by the map and how long it takes you to travel, although you don't know how you've moved so far, but I'd a guess the closest river, just going on your inquiry about river home, is about at this point about 2 days journey from you to the
In which direction?
well, you don't know. You've kind of lost track of where northeast, south, and west is, unfortunately, but it's basically back behind you.
Knew I should have taken keen mind. Alright.
Is there some struggle with directions? Could I help? I got one of these, and I pull out just a little silver sphere. Helps me figure out where I'm going.
Well, can you find north for us? Because that'll help orient this.
First,
Yeah, sure.
see if it works.
Okay.
Because our map is a little bit too sassy to be helpful.
Or, mist, demi-plane. Maybe.
Pocket dimension. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume you're using your is it over direction? Is it?
Yeah, just gonna
Yeah.
take a second, try and concentrate and discern which way is north.
Yeah, let me just pull it up so I just have the exact in front of me. Okay, yeah. You've used this over direction a couple of times in the past, and did you actually use it on your march north with the company? It fails to activate. You can feel like it heats up within your palm, which is very normal for the arcane energies beginning to trigger the runes inscribed upon the inside, and just before the moment where you will know which way is north, it fails.
So either we're at true north right now, or something's going on.
You can make me an intelligence check if you want. With
Sure, why not?
Efficiency, just to see how well you understand this item that I assume you've carried for a couple of years.
Okay.
So you can determine what's going on.
That is a 17.
Okay. It takes a few minutes for you're digging back through old memories of when you were first given this. I don't know if you wanted it as like a gift, or you found it, or you bought it. But eventually you dig back to that memory of being given this and the instructions you were given about it, and you recall that it only operates upon the material plane. It cannot operate on any other plane.
Yeah, we're a bit deeper into the woods than I think we want to be right now.
Yes, into the woods.
Anywhere in these woods is deeper than I want to be.
Yeah, it's my orb's not working, so I'm not sure where we are. Sorry.
I don't know how Morton's holding on to Sin, but however you are holding on to me, I just kind of give you a pat on your hand, and I'm like, yep, welcome to the mists.
Is there going to be more blood going forward? Because I'm just going to say right now off the get-go that I'm not great with blood.
Aren't you a healer?
Yeah, but like from afar. Don't give me a needle and thread.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot more of that, a lot more of owls that smile at you. It gets weird.
Yeah, it does. DM, just to establish it, I do have the hood up on my Cloak of Elvenkind.
Okay.
So, perception against me is a disadvantage.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Nothing will go wrong, I'm sure. Yes. As you realise you're no longer in the material plane, what you should do.
I will follow Pyre's gentle direction and lead us right, but also subtly on my own trying to steer us back to head towards that river I saw.
Okay, so you're trying to follow Pyre, but at the same time do a complete 180.
Yeah, so I'll not immediately turn around and do that, but like I'll go right until we're suddenly arcing and making a Yui. It'll
Yeah,
take
no.
me a couple hours.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. Hold on.
It's too bad Pyre has a secret built-in compass.
Make me a survival check, please, Gilda. Just to see how well you can actually manage to do this with very little to actually mark the direction.
22.
Could I notice this potentially?
You do actually. You note it very clearly as this pull from your mark goes directly in front of you, and then begins to pull towards the left.
Cool. I'm gonna dig my hand in a little harder and try to go back right.
What? Do you have an idea of where we're actually going?
Maybe.
Does it
Oh.
have to do with the mark on your face?
You can't see it. That's for the audience.
Yeah.
Ah,
The mark,
sorry.
It's invisible. I just wanted it there.
Never mind. Rewind. Where's the rewind button? Cut that out. We'll fix it in
I
post.
just like that, like, in your canon, Pyre appeared with a mark on her face, and we were all like, yeah, okay, that's been there this entire time.
This is what the mist is weird. Just stuff happens.
Whoa! You're blue.
I figured she would tell us eventually.
oh, good a correction. Actually.
What did you do? You're muted.
I don't know.
So far off track.
That's it.
Alright, that was fun.
Thank you for the follow, Zone Trigger.
The mister on my keyboard, apparently.
But yes, as you wander on, and I assume Pyre and Gilda try and tug each other one way, and the other,
Morton and I are just watching this.
you all begin to hear faint whispers in the wind. It's in a litany of languages, from Common to Elvish to Draconic to Giant, Orcish to Goblin, to Primordial, Abyssal, Infernal. Any language you can picture, you can hear, drifting upon the breeze. And not loud enough to make out, but an incessant twisting at the edge of your hearing, as it were.
Well, I'm gonna guess that means we're going the right way.
That's the worst part about this, is that the stranger things get, the more close we are to the right answers.
I mean, the worst thing, but also the best thing.
Debatable.
At least we know we're headed in the wrong direction.
Yep.
As you continue making your way through the mists, the whispers grow louder and louder and louder until they twist and form into the breeze itself, into the wind itself, howling around you, incessant, unending, unstoppable, twisting through your mind, driving you to the brink of sanity as you begin to lose focus on the world around you, your footsteps lost beneath this howling breeze that grows more and more and more in nature with every passing second.
Can I look at Umbra and see how she is?
Umbra's
Doing?
ears are laid back flat
Okay.
against her head, fur puffed up in agitation, but she follows nonetheless.
Are we getting close?
I do not know. I wandered forests, not unnatural things like this. If anyone wants, you can make me an Arcana check. I think Arcana or Nature, I think, would be the ones that match the closest. Higher, you have advantage.
I mean, I'm gonna try. I'll try doing nature.
It's a 7 for me. I'm guessing no.
It's
This
a
howl-
20.
The howling wing for you, Morton, anytime you try and make a train of thought, it's almost dispersed and scattered, and you're finding yourself drifting in and out of focus. Higher.
Arcana 21.
Okay. Sin.
Nature 20.
Okay. And Gilda.
9.
Okay, so it's similar for you, the howling winds and whispers growing louder and louder until it's hard for you to form a train of thought. For you, Sin, with your nature check, you know this is unnatural, or rather it is unnatural for the material plane. There are other planes of existence, however, planes where it's only been in like faint snippets of books, and indeed it's more information rushing back to you from those forgotten memories of yours. That you remember reading something about other planes, something about how they follow their own rules of nature. But something like this wouldn't exactly be unexpected. But you can't quite pin down what exactly might be causing this.
Can I take some time while we're wandering to try and think about that memory, or?
You can if you make me an intelligence saving
Okay.
throw. While you're rolling that
Go for
higher.
it.
Actually, no, I'll wait until I resolve this first, if you don't mind.
It's a 9.
Okay. You take
Yep.
10 points of psychic damage as this mental spike pierces through your head. These
Cursed
previously
migraine.
magically blocked memories almost dragging across your own mind as you try and pull them forth, and sadly nothing comes to the forefront. For you, Haya, however, with your Arcana, you too can pick up that this effect is not natural to the material plane, but it can be found naturally elsewhere through arcane means. But your mind drifts back to the totem. That vision you had, well, in the state of death, of this cosmological view of all the planes, each plane having its own chains and great shadowy beasts tied to them. And you too can make an intelligence saving throw as memories from your time that was previously locked away try to reach forward.
Twenty-one.
Okay. So I'm just finding something. So 21 you said? You take 9 points of psychic damage as again these memories that were magically concealed within your mind almost like dragged to the forefront forcefully by your own strength of will, which you managed to coalesce them. And you remember stories of a plane of howling winds which tear and pull away at the sanity of any of those who enter it. A great open space which can render anyone deaf in moments of cavernous caves drilled into the mountainside just from the winds alone. You remember reading of Pandemonium and of the madness that can be inspired by the winds of that plane of existence. And as you have this revelation, Haya, still surrounded by the mists, I think we will transition into a quick break as you all ruminate over what this might mean.
Dun dun dun.
So, thank you for those watching for joining us for part 1 of session 1 of season 2 of the Old Myths. Do stick around. We'll take a 5 to 10 minute break just to refresh ourselves, and then we'll be right back into part 2. See you shortly.
Yay.
Okay, welcome back to the Old Myths, Session 1 of Season 2, or Session 7 of it, and this is Part 2, as just before the break, Paya realised that the effects of pandemonium were seeping through into the Denham Forest, and as they were surrounded by the mists. But before we jump back in, I want to quickly say any music you've heard in today's session of the Old Myths is property of Alex Rowe. You can find him under the name Alex Rowe on Spotify, YouTube, and Bandcamp, and on Twitter as @Roetaka. That's @ROETAKA. Very thematic music. I use it when reading and also writing. I've loved it for years, and I highly recommend you check it out. And he was kind enough to let us use his music for this. So, with that out of the way, we turn into the mists themselves, the mists that hang heavy and thick all around you, deafening all sound, all scent, and all sight. Apart from the wind that howls all around you, the incessant whispers of every language you could ever dream of, screeching into your minds, tearing at your sense of hearing, leaving you clinging desperately to your sanity. Those of you earlier who failed your wisdom saving throw, which was, I believe, Morton, Umbra, and Pyre. Oh, Gilda.
Did the 21 fail?
I rolled a 17.
Yeah.
So
I forgot to make notes. Anyone under 20 failed.
Oh, so I passed.
Okay, so it's you passed. In that case, it was, I know 3 of them, so Pyre, Gilda, and Umbra failed. Applicorum and Jesse, you can roll for Umbra. So make me a D100 roll, please. As the very subtle whisperings of pandemonium are finally at a crescendo, enough to drive you insane. Let it.
64.
75.
75, 64, 75. Okay, let's see. None of you got below a 15.
I got all zeros on my dice.
So that's 100. Nice. So let's see. Gilda, you begin to see things flickering within your vision, shadowy creatures that defy humanoid form. Indeed, these are creatures that you've hunted in the past, monsters that have plagued and soaked their claws upon innocent blood. And they have come to get you, their souls reaching out from the afterlife to get their vengeance upon you, Gilda. For they wish to tear you apart and drag you into death alongside them. For the next... not too bad, actually. For the next 10 minutes, you experience these vivid hallucinations, auditory and visual, as the whispers of pandemonium drive you closer to insanity, and you have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Okay.
Umbra.
Okay, good to know. Pyre. The whispers grow louder and louder within your mind. Thoughts that you wish best to keep locked away, drifting to the forefront. Fears, pain, suffering, or memories that you prefer to not recall, bombard you, drifted forward with this incessant pull of pandemonium, the winds and the whispers, and your eyes roll back as you collapse unconscious to the ground. And will be unconscious for the next 10 minutes as well.
So Pyre's unconscious?
Pyre is unconscious. Yes.
Oh, I can't pick
Yeah, I tried to pick her up.
As in just physically?
Yes.
Okay. I was checking if you meant magically pick her up from unconscious. Okay, physically. I assume, considering the size differences between you, it's actually relatively easy to do so.
I mean, you could try and I could roll a strength check. You want me to roll a strength check?
Bring
But
my
I will
shield.
ask you to roll strength still, yes. It'd be low DC, but we'll see.
That's a nat 1.
So how low is that DC?
I mean, it's a 5 total, but it's a nat 1.
Interesting. Could you make me an intelligence saving throw, please, Sin?
The thing
As
is,
you bend down to pick up your friend, you focus all your attention on her and lose focus of the world around you as you actually pull an old injury.
it's a 12. Lay it on me.
You take 10 points of psychic damage.
Yep.
As that old memory of that old wound that inhibits you in this moment surges forward, and it's almost as if you can feel that blade sinking into your flesh once more. That you can feel tendons being cut and blood beginning to pool and run down your form. And you have to actually double check multiple times to confirm that you are indeed not bleeding, because it feels so very real, this burning sensation.
I would probably cry out then.
Is everyone okay? Does anyone need attention? I can help.
I think I'm fine. I guess
Let's just get Pyre somewhere safer and take a second. So I will try to pick up Pyre and drag her to the nearest tree just to prop her up against that.
Make me an athletics, please.
Would I have had a moment to tell them where we were before this happened?
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
You fell into insanity.
13 to pick up Pyre.
You are able to pick up Pyre, not completely off the ground, but enough that you can carry her and prop her up against a tree. But I do need to make you make me a wisdom saving throw, please. As in doing so, you come closer to those shadowy creatures from your past, and fear like you've never felt flared.
19. Sorry, 20.
You manage to steel yourself, focus yourself, and direct your attention to tending to your ally and friend rather than to these shadowy creatures that, as far as you can see, are just sounding you right now, waiting for that opportune moment to pounce. Not quite yet.
I can have a look if you'd like. I'm fairly well trained in these things.
Yeah, you'll notice Gilder's eyes kind of just flickering around. Yeah, you do that. That's fine. Check on her.
Yeah. And I take my healer's kit out of my bag and I start going over, just doing a brief examination.
Make me a medicine check, please.
That's a 14.
Pyre is completely unharmed. Like you pull back the eyelid, maybe you cast light again to shine it into her eye to ensure there's no damage to the brain that could have caused this sudden state of unconsciousness. And in your training, nothing reveals itself worrisome, but that in itself is worrisome. She shouldn't be unconscious.
Do you all want to take a moment until if she wakes up? It doesn't seem like anything particularly caused this, and that's a problem in of itself.
All the while, that whispering howl of the wind grows louder, ever present and inescapable. And indeed, you find yourself more than having to raise your voice more than you normally do so, just to be heard.
Yeah, oh, sure. Yeah, take a few minutes till she wakes up or whatever.
I don't know. I feel like staying here with these voices is not a good idea. We should just maybe keep following it until it gets louder. At least then we'll know we're in the getting closer.
And who's gonna carry her?
Okay, that's fine. I'm not.
We can carry her between us.
I can aid one of you. Any preference?
I'm gonna like flex my shoulder and try again, I guess.
Gotcha.
This whole time, Sin, you swear fresh blood is running down your arm.
Yep, that's me. Okay, cool, great, love it.
I'm just gonna tap you on the shoulder and cast guidance.
Ah! Just rolled out of my hand. What does guidance do again? Is it advantage?
Guidance gives you a D4
Okay.
on any ability check within any one ability check within the next
Okay.
minute.
So this would be athletics, and you'd have a D4 on top of it.
Okay.
If anyone, like Builder or indeed Morton, want to physically aid, this can give advantage.
Yes. So I was like figuring we could both carry. I would say on our shoulders, but if we both carried her on our like arm over our shoulders, her feet would be dangling.
Dangling off the ground.
She'd also be higher up than she's ever been. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
Anyways, I got a 12. No, 13. 5, 9.
It's similar
13.
again.
I'm gonna power through it, man.
You struggle to pick up higher, the pain flaring upon your shoulder, this old wound that you swore you long since recovered from, and while you don't manage to completely pick up higher, you do manage to, for lack of a better word, rest her against your shoulder.
Okay.
One arm around your back holding, and so Pyre's feet are slightly off the ground considering height difference, but you have her supported
Okay. Perfect.
and held tightly against you.
Good. I'm not leaving anyone behind. Nope.
You will have, because of what you rolled, about half speed and disadvantage on dex and strength saves.
Okay.
Just because you can't get into drag a comfortable enough position.
Totally fine.
While she was doing that, would I have had a chance to use primeval awareness?
Yes, actually, and I think that's exactly what you do, considering what you see all around you. So remind me what primeval awareness does.
Quick clarification again. I know we're in Pandemonium, but does it count as a forest still?
You are still in the forest.
Just matters
yes.
for the sake of range. Okay. So for up to 6 miles, I can sense whether or not there are any celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiend, or undead present within 6 miles. I do not learn their location or number, just if they're around.
Okay. Is it all, or do you learn all of them?
All of them, yeah. Any aberrations, all of that.
Okay, let's see. You detect the presence of aberrations, of fiends, of undead, of fae. They're all around you. Or rather, you assume so, because then you don't have direct location, but in all 6 miles, in all directions, you pick up something.
Okay, fantastic. So at least there's no dragons. That's
Yay.
good.
Oh, I forgot about dragons. There are dragons. I forgot dragons was part of that ability. My bad.
Okay, so there's no celestials. That's it. That's the only thing that's not here. Or elementals.
No celestials, and as far as you can tell, no elementals.
So, on your toes, everybody. There's literally every bad type of monster here.
Good to know.
They are literally within 30 feet of you, Yoda. You can see them, they're prowling all around you, hunting you, looking to tear you into death, to get their vengeance for their animalistic desires.
Yeah, he is very twitchy and on edge right now. Oh, God.
I'm not great at offense, but if you need me to hit something, let me know.
If you have anything in your bag of tricks that can keep them away from us, that's preferred right now.
Let's see what I've got.
If not, I'd suggest you help Sin out and carry Pyro until she wakes up.
Yeah, I've got something that could help, but it's a matter of how long we want to be here right now. If we want to keep moving, I'll help carry.
Yeah,
let's keep moving for now, and hopefully when she wakes up, she tends to know a lot about these things. So.
Great.
If we're heading in the wrong direction, it's fine. She can yell and we'll go recorrect ourselves, but I don't think it's a good idea to stay in one spot.
Yeah, let's keep going.
All right, I'll like grab a leg or something, just do my best to help.
I'll assume you grab the other arm and it's carrying her between you, one arm over each shoulder. Then, in that case, both your speed is reduced by 10. So, Sin, you're no longer at half, you're just down by 10.
Okay.
As you have someone helping you. It is still a bit of an unwieldy position. So, you do have disadvantage on dex and strength saves, but your speed isn't as reduced.
Okay.
But which way do you want to walk? All around you it looks the exact same.
I'm just gonna walk in a direction. I just whatever direction I'm facing in.
I'll assume you just. Go ahead.
Well, I think I'm gonna do like a cursory big circle. And is there any like difference in volume of whispers?
Make me a perception check, please.
I can do that. I'm good at that. I'm good at those. I'm not good at those if it lands on that. Okay, never mind. 8.
There's no difference. It's the same all the way. Although you swear for one moment they die down to, because it operates under cardinal directions, to the left of where you were, for lack of a better term. So just in one direction.
If they die down in one direction, that's going to be enough for me to head in that direction.
Okay.
Before we get too far carried away walking places, I forgot I had this spell. I'm going to cast a protection from good and evil on the 3 of us using a 3rd level slot.
Can you read out that description for me, please? Just make sure I have it correct.
Until the spell ends, one willing... I don't know why it says I can cast it at a higher level. I think I can target more creatures that way. It says, creature you touch is protected against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead. Creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. The target also cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. They already are. They have advantage on any new saving throws.
Okay. I don't think you can do it at a higher level. It's just you could cast it at a higher level if you don't have the spell slots for it. So if you expend...
Oh, yeah. So I will cast it on myself then.
Is it not? It's concentration?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so you'll cast it on yourself and you have protection from evil and good. Good to know. Don't if you wish to... I'll be kind. Don't if you wish to move quietly.
Yes.
You've been trudging through the forest without air so far. If you wish to move quietly, make me a stealth check, please. I'll say because the 2 of you are carrying Pyre, you don't have disadvantage. You're kind of helping one another.
Okay, I was gonna say I would have used my where is it? My cloak. I would have been wearing my bat cloak, and I have advantage on stealth checks.
You have advantage then.
Woohoo!
It still carries through.
Well, Pyre also has her cloak of elven kind up.
Yeah,
even though she's unconscious.
That is aiding you. That is aiding you in this.
I got a 12.
An 11 from me.
Okay, 11. Sin.
12.
And Umbra.
I need to start rolling 3 d20s.
What skill do? Wow, that's been rolled.
Natural 20, so 28.
Okay.
Nice. Sorry, Umbra got 16.
Okay. Good to know. You're walking, and to all of you, it is almost as if the whispers are dying down. And Gilda, you are the one to notice this, slightly separated from the group as you are with your higher stealth. You notice what seems to be just a branch reaches down, a tendril unfurling, twisting and weaving in an unnatural breeze, slowly reaching out and touching one of your allies. Morton, you feel something brush against your neck, ever so gently. I'm assuming that a 28 will hit you.
It sure will.
Now, I don't know if you've ever been stung by a jellyfish. It's in that
No.
moment of this tendril brushing against you ever so gently that you feel a pulse of necrotic energy piercing through your flesh, your blood boiling at that point of contact, and almost like a rash immediately blooming into being as you take 8 points of cold damage and 10 points of necrotic.
Ouch.
And as you all look up, with 2 minutes left on your temporary insanity, you see tendrils boiling out from one of the branches of the tree, waving ever so gently through the air, and at their mass a glowing orb of green and black, pulsing unnaturally, its form almost flickering in and out of shadow itself, as it's what was invisible to you all is now suddenly visible. And I would like everyone to roll me initiative.
Am I awake?
Gilda, you have disadvantage. Because you have disadvantage on all checks.
17.
How much longer till Pyre's awake?
2 minutes.
Oof, okay.
Should I roll initiative anyway? Nope, I'm awake.
Okay, just give me a second. Because I actually wasn't expecting this. So I'll go around and ask you your initiative. Just one moment. Okay. Okay, Morton.
17.
Gilda.
14.
14, was that?
Yeah, 14.
So just clarifying I heard correctly. Sin.
Sin got 12.
Okay. I believe we said Umbra goes on your turn. Is that correct?
Okay. Yes, yeah.
Because you have to direct her to attack.
She does,
And it's easy
yes,
just to
she
say
does.
it's on your turn.
She does.
Pyre, could you just roll
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in case?
I rolled a nat 1, so 3.
Oh
Fitting.
my god.
Everything's looking up for Pyre.
Remember
I
when you
would
told
say-
me not to die?
I would say with disadvantage because you're unconscious, but you got a nat 1 anyway. You can't go lower, so
Not with that attitude.
okay. At the top of the round, this odd aberration of a creature twisting and weaving unnaturally through the air, the mists thick around you. It has no eyes, but it's almost like its focus concentrates on all of you. All of you bar Gilda, T Pacific, you passing beneath its notice in this moment. And those whispers that have been dying down, it's almost as if a veil is suddenly pulled back. What was suppressing them no longer doing so. And they whisper all the louder to you all. And go louder and louder and louder until they're a cacophony within your mind, tearing apart your insanity. And I need everyone to make me a constitution
I
saving throw.
assume I fail.
You fail, yes. You're not in death though, so you just take damage.
12.
12, okay. Gilda, you... Actually, no, you would be within the radius, so yeah, Gilda as well.
Yep, 10.
10, okay. Sin?
Sin's having a great time. Sin rolled a 3.
Ooh. And Umbra?
Umbra is having a better time. Umbra rolled a 15. I'm about to put these dice in dice jail.
13, 18, 23, 26,
Nope.
29.
Oh, no. Okay. I can hear you counting.
Everyone takes 38 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
As this pulse seems to resonate from this creature, the whispers going louder at its actions, a twisting insanity beginning to try and settle upon all of your minds. Is anyone at half hit point? There, half hit points.
Yeah,
Or
me.
If you're at half or less,
And Umbra is... Wait, you said everyone got 38? Umbra is at significantly less than half.
in that case, everyone less than half, please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Those 2 points saved my life.
As these whispers accompany this necrotic burst, as
Wisdom
vessels
saving throw.
as vessels seem to explode within your body, pain originating across the entirety of your form, your bones feeling weak and brittle, your muscles lethargic. And the whispers grow louder. What was it? Go ahead, Morty.
Is this an appropriate time to Hellish Rebuke, or do I not know where the damage is coming from?
You can see it, so as soon as this resolves, you can do your Hellish Rebuke.
I do
Rad.
the same, but
Yep.
let's resolve this first.
Wisdom saves.
Wisdom
What did you-
saves. Sin got 20. Woo-hoo. Umber got 15.
Roll me a D100, please.
Oy vey.
As the whispers tear at Umbra's self.
Need
This
to
newborn
switch the dice
awareness
then.
lands upon her. At risk of being lost, of Umbra returning back to this animalistic state that she once was. A lack of sense seems to be torn away, so everyone's there.
73.
Roll again, because that's the exact same one as last time. One she still suffers under for the next 2 minutes.
66. 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Umbra sees a litany of creatures prowling through the mists as well. All of them focused on you, Sin, looking to attack you. And for
Chill.
the next 10 minutes, Umbra has disadvantage on all ability checks, and she too suffers these auditory and visual hallucinations that Gilda is going through.
Nice.
And now your Hellish Rebuke can trigger.
All right. Would you like to go first, Morton?
Sure, why not? So that happens, and I reel in pain. That was not fun. And my eyes, normally kind of a dull gray, just light up for a second as tendrils of flame shoot out towards this thing. And I need it to make a dex save for me.
That's the one save it's not proficient in.
Oh, good.
That's still a +6 for 16.
Nope, my DC is 18.
Very good. Roll damage, please.
Let's take some damage.
And
Nice.
I'll do the dex save for you, Sin.
Yes, please.
9.
Same again. I rolled 10 twice, so roll your damage.
16.
25.
Okay. Well, no, it saves against me.
Oh, it saves against you. Okay.
Yeah, I have a 13 save. Oh wait,
So
it still takes on D10.
It takes half, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, from Morton, as these flames, these infernal hell flames, burst from you, your fiendish ancestry aiding you in this moment. How much damage does it suffer?
I should also point out that my holy symbol flashes for a moment as well, as it takes 40 points of fire damage.
40.
Yep.
Boyo.
And from Sin.
It takes 5.
Hey, all helps. And thank you, the RPG Lab, for that Twitch Prime subscription.
Woo.
You.
At the end of its turn, Morton, you actually go next.
Okay. And
This thing, its tendrils are numerous in nature, twisting and whipping, almost if caught in an unseen breeze. Even though the winds are howling around you, it moves dissonant to it. What you wish to do is it clings to a tree.
okay. I'm just going to. I'm going to try and see it clearly off in the distance, and just wrap my fingers around my staff or my rod just a little bit more as we go, muttering some words under my breath, and I'm going to cast Frostbite. That is a Constitution save.
That's an 8.
Nope, that fails. So 3d6 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Good to know.
5.
Holy
Whoops.
cow.
Come on. 10. 14. 14 points of cold damage.
Okay. Good to know. That's your action. You have bonus action and movement. And this creature isn't actually far from you. It's about 10 feet away.
Yeah.
It's hard to see through the mist.
Just gonna look around at my companions for a second. Just anyone particularly hurt?
Umbra.
Everybody's.
Umbra.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna send down a little bit of healing light Umbra's way as my bonus action. I'm gonna use 3 charges. That's a 6, 11, come on. 13 points of healing.
Okay.
Very nice. And
You
you
just-
wish to move?
Whoops.
No, I'm gonna stay close to Pyre.
In that case, in this moment, as you stay steady yourself, holding tight to Pyre to stop collapsing to the ground, the mist part from it, and you can see the full enormity of this creature. Its central self is actually pretty small, no more than like I won't say football size, soccer size, because most of you are American. So a soccer size ball, essentially, of just like a pulsing green energy covered by black vines, if you will, wrapping around it. But its true enormity comes from these tendrils that reach out, each almost like 30 feet in length, and they're wrapped so very securely around this tree, you can barely see the bark. And you can barely see the pungent blood dripping from between the cracks in that bark. As that heavy metallic scent once more clogs your airways. Gilda, you're up next.
Yeah. Doing great. Doing fine. That's fine. Do I have advantage on the first attack from being hidden?
You do, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna
Because
take.
the funny thing is, you both rolled nat 20s. You just got the higher stealth and its perception.
So yeah, gonna
Advantage.
take the first shot. These will be sharpshooter shots. Thank God for advantage, because that 5 turned into an 18. So 25 to hit.
That hits, yes.
Do let's see, 6, 12, 22 damage on the first hit, and then yeah, and going bonus action, Zephyr Strike myself, and immediately use the advantage it gives me for the second shot.
Go ahead.
A Again, advantage coming in handy. So that's a 21 to hit.
Okay, yep, that hits.
Okay. So it'll be an extra, let's see, that's 10, 20 damage, and then 6 force on top of that. So 26 total, then I am backing up 60 feet.
Okay, then. As you back up, you were with the groups. Unfortunately, one of the tendrils managed to...
It does not, because of Zephyr Strike.
Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that spell. Thank you. So yes, you back away just fine, and you too can now see the enormity of this creature. And indeed, as you back away, you can see it's actually reaching out to other canopies. It's securely wrapped itself around multiple trees, in fact. Its size, you get the idea, if you actually were to lay it out and stretch it out, tip from one tendril to the other, it was larger than first initially thought. Probably 100 feet from tip to tip. Just leave it there.
That's fun.
Yes, that's your turn.
There.
Thin.
I'm still carrying Pyre.
You are, yes.
Hello. So I, instead of drawing my bow, will throw an Eldritch Blast at the creature instead.
As you start to pull deep from this new source of energy you acquired recently, you hear that presence in the back of your head whispering to you. Oh, very good, very good. I told you I would aid you. This is my aid, this is my boon. Good luck. And it's almost as if you're not manifesting this magic, but also this entity. I had the name and I turned the page.
Delira.
Delira is indeed actually doing the one, twisting and forming this spell into existence. Just since you only recently acquired it, after all. Go ahead and roll to attack.
I rolled a 20.
Yes. I believe you're level 11. I think
I'm
that's
level 11, but I'm only a level 1 warlock, right?
It's a cantrip, so it applies to your overall level.
Okay, so that's 3 beams. Oh, yep. You're right. 3 beams.
So go ahead, roll the other 2. As these 3 beads of greenish, crackling eldritch energy form in the air around you, almost expelling the mist where they form. And Gilda, you've never seen Sid doing anything like this before, as each crackling bead darts forward towards this creature.
Do I need to roll? I've never played a warlock before. This is all brand new for me. It's
a beam cantrip, so basically you roll for each beam.
So one is...
One's a nat 20.
One's a nat 20, so that's double damage there. One is a 24, and one's a 9.
Okay, in that case, roll 2d10, double 1d10. I think it's a d10.
Yeah, it is.
I play enough warlocks, I should know, shouldn't I? But yes, you in this inexperience with casting this spell, you managed to send the first one, guided by Delira as it is directly onto target. The second, as she retreats slightly, letting you take control, wavers, but also manages to hit. But the final one, in your own control, seems to sputter and fade out of view, unfortunately, before it can strike.
Thanks, Delira. So the critical one is 20 points of damage. The next one is 5, so 25.
Okay, that would be...
Whew. And I believe I get a second action. Because I got 2 attacks.
No, that'd be with a weapon attack.
Oh, well then I'm good. I'm gonna bonus action healing. Which healing? What healing? What is that called? Healing spirit. I'm assuming Umbra's near me.
Umbra's right by you.
Exactly. So the cube's gonna be centered around on Umbra. It's gonna be around Umbra. So me and Umbra.
Roll your healing then, please.
And I think I'm actually going to cast it because I'm panicky at me and Umbra at 3rd level.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And we get 6 points of healing each.
Okay. Pyre, it is now your turn, and sadly you are unconscious, but even in your unconscious state, the effect of this attack still manifests, and you almost have the vision, as it were, of being surrounded by shadows that each claw and twist at your flesh, almost taking apart your soul piece by piece by piece. And that's your turn, unfortunately.
Me.
And we come back to the creature. What should I do?
He can leave. We'll let him.
Okay, let me just pull up, because I need to check what save it is. So, you'll watch as these tendrils, or these tentacles it has, seem to pierce into the ground, one after the other, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 30 of them disappearing and uprooting the ground beneath your feet. And for a second, nothing happens. Gilda, how far away did you back up?
The full 60 feet I had.
In that case, you get the perfect sight of this. So it seems like a void seeps across the ground, a black mist contrasting to the colourless one that you are used to. One from which a gibbering, twisting, fleshy noise can be heard from within. And you all watched as tendrils pierce out of the abyss and whip through the air towards all of you. I need Morton, Sin, Umbra, and Pyre to make me a dexterity saving throw. Pyre, you automatically fail. Morton, and Sin have disadvantage because you're carrying Pyre.
Okay, cool. Wait, Umbra has disadvantage too, right? No? Yes?
No,
yes.
not
no.
Umbra.
Okay. Umbra gets 20. Sin gets 12.
Okay, you got a nat 1.
Yikes. Yeah.
Okay, so Umbra got 20, is that right?
Yep.
I'll keep that in mind because technically the effect won't happen until your turn.
Ugh.
As you just watch this maze, this wall of black tentacles and tendrils from the void itself, and this eldritch whisper of insanity twisting through the air, the mist pressing heavy upon you, accompanied by the howling winds of whispers that you cannot make out. Morton, at the top of the turn, these tendrils whip against you, bludgeoning into you. You feel bones break. And you take... Okay. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage and are restrained. Held in place by these unnatural tentacles.
Okay.
And since you got a nat 1, the winds of insanity also twisted your mind, and I need a wisdom save throw.
Okay.
As this eldritch gibbering joins it, these winds of insanity, and they twist at your mind all the more, tearing away piece by piece.
This is where I would be breaking out dice jail right about now. That was a 9.
You take 13 points of psychic damage.
All right. Morton is looking kind of rough.
And now it is your turn.
Okay. All of this happened. I am restrained by vines.
Well,
or
vines.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, sorry.
Pyre is still within 5 feet of me.
Yep.
Well, would that have broken, or?
You're still within 5 feet of her. You're still holding her. You're just kind of held in place.
Okay. Through just all of the pain, I look over at her and I just go, sorry about this. And I'm going to cast Sword Burst and just try to get all of this off of me. That's a dexterity save.
Can you read me the spell, please?
Oh, sure. You create a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. Each creature within range, 5 feet, other than you, must succeed on a dex save or take 3d6 force damage.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say, if you make me an arcana check, please.
Okay.
To see if you can kind of manipulate the spell enough to kind of avoid your allies.
That's a natural 20.
So yes, you managed to. Normally, I wouldn't really allow it, but considering the die straight in, basically it's like the sorcerer's meta magic in this case. I'll say mainly because you've got an injured ally right next to you, being overly cautious. If you want, you can use that nat 20, spare Sin, Umber, and Pyre, but it decreases the damage by 1 dice.
I'm absolutely okay with that.
Okay, so roll your damage. Okay.
That's 9 points of force damage.
Okay, a few of these tendrils get cut apart, and let's see. Sadly, you're still restrained.
Fair. That having been done, just gonna look up to the sky for a second and just kind of yell out, I could use a little help here. Just send a little bit of healing light my own way. Cause, oh, yikes. And let's just get a little bit of healing. That's 4, 7, 10 points of healing to myself.
Okay. Next up, unless you wish to. Oh no, you're restrained, so you can't.
I'm restrained. I can't do anything.
Gilda, you've just watched this happen, which is and you can't help but think these creatures that you're seeing on your vision are the cause of this. That they distracted you, and otherwise you would have seen this coming and would have been able to prevent it. That this is your fault. You are to blame for these phantoms that haunt you. What do you wish to do?
Lay down a little bit thicker there, why don't you? And ironically, or I guess it's not irony, whatever, that is exactly how Gilder's feeling. He's going to take 2 more sharpshooter shots at the thing. Okay, so those were 17 and 19 on the die, so like 31 and 29.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay, so that's 20, 22, 30, 32 points of damage total, and then throw a Slayer's Prey on it for an extra 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Save this thing. So 35 damage total.
35.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Good to know.
And I totally forgot. I could have tried a thing that might have stopped this whole tentacle restraint thing, but whoops. Maybe next time.
Okay, Josh, do anything else?
No, I'm gonna stick at that like 60-foot range outside of it since it hasn't moved closer.
Okay. Sin.
I am going to.
First, you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage and I'll restore.
Excellent.
You failed your dex save, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Now what do you wish to do?
Okay. Keep just Eldritch blasting. Because my hands are full. I got 18, 17, 9.
2 of them will hit.
Okay.
Also, odds or evens?
Odds.
Okay. Roll your damage, please. As once more, you feel the presence of Dylira reaching out and aiding you for the first 2.
I need to get the right. There they go. They both were 7, 14.
Okay. For the third one, because you chose odds, Dylira does withdraw her support, and that's why it once more fizzles away into nothingness. But you hear her voice nonetheless. I granted you aid, I give you aid. I am your boon and your patron. You have let me feel the wind once more. A bit of advice if you will listen.
Listening very intently.
Not all the battles need to be won by defeating your enemy. Living is success enough.
That is noted, and next time I'm not carrying someone, I will keep that in mind.
She withdraws. Speaking of that unconscious individual.
Wait, my turn's not done.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I bet. Give you a bonus action.
I have my bonus action, and also Healing Spirit is still around because it's up to a minute. I didn't consider Morton. Are you in my 5-foot cube?
If you centered it on Umbra, I'd say yes.
Then you also get 2d6 healing, which I will roll right now.
Oh, blessings.
Am I in that cube?
Yes, everyone in the cube gets 7 points of healing.
Umbra is MVP and leader, so everyone's within 5 feet of Umbra.
Right? Gonna do that really quickly, and I'm also going to. That wasn't even a bonus action. That was just the thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to bonus action.
So you can cast. Okay. What ability would you like it to have disadvantage on? Is just they're not saves, they are abilities.
Yes.
So things like athletics or acrobatics, so dex or strength, essentially. Or etc. etc.
I'm going to say it looks strong, so strength.
Okay. Disadvantage on strength checks. Got it. And I think it's your turn because you're restrained. You can't move.
Yes.
Pyre, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage and are restrained. And you're muted. And you are still unconscious.
Cool.
Make me a religion check, please, Pyre.
Come on, baby. You're my favorite, Die. You're my favorite. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
We don't got Die.
That's the religion. 25.
Within this mental state, you find yourself trapped within the whispers and the mist, or howling all around you, pulling at your sense of self, your name, a fleeting thing, something you have to try and grab and hold on tight to recall it. You feel 2 feet on your shoulder, and a bird's beak nudging against the side of your head. Stand strong. Because you got above 20 on the start of your next turn, you will return to 1 hit point. No, sorry, not 1 hit point. Essentially, I'm thinking back to yesterday. You will return to consciousness.
Yes, please. Thank you.
My apologies. I was thinking back to yesterday when returning to consciousness was returning to
I'm not Val.
But it is its turn again.
Cool.
And let's see, what would be most fun to do?
Wrong, false.
It'd be pretty fun if it let us go and just walked away.
That'd be the most fun.
So I'm just double checking the range of something.
No, don't like that.
Yeah, no, because I'm the only one that has any sort of range to think about.
Gilda, you it's almost like it's looking at you in this moment. You watch as these tendrils actually fade and vanish away. For a moment you feel relief. You've won. You've beaten it.
No, I don't.
Well, perhaps you don't
So
then in this
paranoid.
case, because I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Is it casting a spell?
It is.
Then it's probably not going to work, but I'm going to try my magic use and nemesis. It has to make a wisdom save.
Where's my d20? That was a d12. D20.
D12's fine.
80 plus 7, 25.
Yeah, it saves.
Okay.
So, all right. My own wisdom save then.
Yep.
There we go. Ooh, 23.
You feel something try to twist your mind, your perception of reality, to alter it into its own whims. And these hallucinations that you're experiencing, they always become more real for just a split second before you shake your head. And the hallucinations also fade as you are freed from that temporary madness. You no longer have disadvantage on ability checks, and you also manage to shrug off this effect.
Finally.
As a result, however,
Yeah.
Sin, you're restrained, or no longer restrained, it faded. Does 22 hit?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Morton, does a 14 hit?
No.
Does a 22?
Yes.
And Pyre, does a 22? I keep feeling 12.
Stop it. Stop it.
You
Yeah,
are still
that-
unconscious.
That
in
hits,
this moment.
yes. Yes.
So one hit against each of you. You each take 11 points of cold damage, as without you realizing it, tendrils re-emerge from the ground and wrap around your ankles, and once more it's like where they touch, it bursts into cold, throbbing pain. As I said, you take 11 points of cold damage, and then take a
And?
further 8 necrotic.
And just like
Wait,
that,
what was
Morton's
the
not
cold
looking so
damage?
great again.
11 and 8.
11 plus 8 is 19 total.
Okay. Alright.
Brother Morton, you're up next, and you're free. You're no longer restrained.
Okay.
These tendrils are
Sorry, I had something ready, and then plans changed. I'm hurting. I'm hurting a lot, but I'm no longer restrained, so I'm going to... No, can't move, still holding fire. Okay. It's about time that I...
You can move with Pyre.
Take some coordination. Tell me where you need to go.
Okay.
Oh, no, you can move, basically take the full weight of Pyre. It would be half movement, but you could move Pyre out of the way if you wished.
Not gonna take that risk at the moment. I'm just gonna loft my rod to the sky and send out some eldritch blasts.
Go ahead, following suit. So for you as well, 3 crackling orbs of eldritch energy form and almost disperse the mist where they appear, giving you an even greater view of this creature as if woven its way through canopy and branch, and it's looming above you.
It's a 17, an 18, and a 23.
All 3 of them hit.
Yay.
Get 'em.
12 damage. Another 11 makes 23. And 8 makes 31 points of force damage.
I assume you have the invocation. to get that damage.
Yes.
Yes, I thought as much. Yes, and it's actually very fitting. Would our guest please tell me how you wish to kill this creature? Oh, sorry, not a guest. Would our new face? I apologize. I had my mind somewhere else. Would our new face tell me how you wish to kill this creature?
Yeah, Morton is in a lot of pain. There's a vein on the side of his neck that's just twitching a little bit. His robes are a little tattered, and you can see a silver glint underneath them. And he raises his rod to the sky and just screams a little as 3 bolts of almost yellow-white eldritch energy streak towards this thing, right for the soccer ball-sized bit in the middle. Just boom, 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 one after the other.
As the first one hits, it seems to almost crack this protective, almost like shell, splintering it slightly, and then it catches a flame. Something you've seen before, as you actually feel you said you had like a medallion. Is that correct? As you actually feel a medallion heat up against your skin. The second beam hits and cracks it even more, and again these slicks of flame continue to curl and actually seep through this protective shell towards the center. This glowing, imposing greenish energy actually beginning to fade slightly, and on the final strike it bursts open, that shell piercing directly into the center, and you all watch Pyre, you coming back to consciousness in this moment, as these whitish yellow energies seems to curl along each tendril, each tentacle catching a flame, that center also catching the flame, so the whole thing is screeching in pain and in agony. It's slowly consumed by this mix of divine and eldritch energy. It is body being torn apart by these opposing forces. But I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw, please. As this creature's death rattle join the winds of pandemonium.
I just woke up. Wisdom. Okay.
So Morton.
25.
Sin.
Sin and Umbra both got 13.
Gilda.
20.
Pyre.
22.
I need 2 D100s for Sin and Umbra. I am sorry. I mean, I'm not really, but I'm
like, you're not sorry.
You're not sorry at all.
Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Yes, so we go with Sin first.
Alright, Sin got 66. Fitting for the devil lady. And Umbra got 4. Oh my god, was that a chuckle? So Umbra got 48.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good one. Umbra's I'll keep to myself. But Sin, you feel this familiar agitation overtake you. It's a similar one that you had when that magical block upon your memories did manage to fade away. This restless energy as you need something to ground yourself, something to pull yourself to your center. You have Umbra by you, but you've lost Fenris, someone who's been a good friend for you for years as you travelled together and you served together within the mercenary house of the Banners of the Slain Drake. And you find yourself once more fastening and unfastening, fastening and unfastening, fastening and unfastening the braces that you wear around your wrist. Their way to a pleasant reassurance that you are in the present moment and not lost to some form of madness. And as you start doing this tick, this reassuring habit once more resurfacing, the last of that creature burns away. And its screeches end. The winds do not.
Wait, am I still carrying Pyre?
Pyre, being conscious, has gotten to her own feet at this point.
Okay.
So you didn't drop it, don't worry.
Okay.
Just as she wakes up, whoop, drop. Sorry.
The fuck just happened?
Where?
A lot, but that's kind of the usual.
We're in pandemonium, you know that, right?
Yes.
What? Who's the what now?
Do you guys know about pandemonium, right?
I'm sorry.
The plane, one of the planes of existence with the whispering and the madness and shit and the wind and ooh, it's scary. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, can we go somewhere else? It's very loud here and I'm in pain.
The whispering and the hey.
We're in pain. Who? Everyone is in pain. All right, hold the fuck on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look around, and Sin is looking close to death. Real close to death.
All right.
Umbra not so hot either.
You do all still get healing. Your healing spirits are still active for the next
know.
week.
Yes.
So you can tick through that. You
How
basically have 8.
Okay.
8, so just do 8 quick rolls for it now.
Oh my god. All right.
And everyone but Gilda, who slowly approaches, can just quickly do this.
8.
Because I assumed you wouldn't move on until you expanded this healing.
Yeah, I'd catch up back with the group like as this ends.
Wait.
We're in pandemonium. Do people know what pandemonium is?
No.
35.
God. Okay. I think the whispers pick up when they say the P word.
Wait. Can the whispering stop? Because it's making counting very hard.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I know you're doing. Grumble.
Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't do
39.
that 'cause I was scared.
41. 46. Everyone heals 46. Woo.
46.
Oh, thank you.
As the healing spirits fade, and you're just left with the ruins of pandemonium. Directionless once more.
Well, technically.
Woo.
Technically, yes.
Okay, so we're not in pandemonium anymore. Wait, what? Sam is as confused as Pyre is right now.
The winds are still howling.
Oh, okay. You just stopped
Because that's
doing-
what you wish.
Okay. Because we weren't fully in pandemonium. I hate everything. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Everyone is gathered. Yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mass cure wounds. Everyone. That's so many dice. 14 plus. So 18 plus.
I want a
5.
chicken on Umbra while Pyre is counting dice.
It's
Sure.
18 plus 5.
Go ahead.
So
What do you wish to say to?
I just want to make sure Umbra's okay. Her health is fine. But is Umbra okay?
Umbra, you notice, is very attached to you right now.
Okay.
Very sticking very close to you. Very unnaturally so, even before she gained this level of sentience. She never had this almost possessive, almost needy behavior, obsessive behavior. It's almost like you are her reassurance right
Okay.
now. And she doesn't speak. It's just constantly nudging up against you.
Then I'm going to put my hand around her like neck, scruff, shoulder area and just like hug her close to my thigh.
No. She doesn't speak.
It's
still.
okay.
We'll just lean into you a bit more.
Yep, that's fine.
All right.
If you want to make me a straight intelligence check, or no, do an insight. It's in. You can try and ascertain what might be going on.
I mean, I will. It's not gonna be good, but I will. Yeah, that was a 5.
Well, this is with Umbra, so I'll say with advantage. You've
That was
known
a
Umbra-
21. That was a nat 20.
Okay, I was thinking you've known Umbra literal years.
Literally
so-
known Umbra since she was a kid. So
Yes. You get the idea that this behavior isn't natural. Indeed, it's almost brought on in a similar way how unnatural behavior in all of you has been brought on.
okay.
Some form of coping mechanism to deal with whatever was heard within those whispers.
My baby needs me.
Mechanically, if Umbra is outside of 30 feet of you, she has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. You are her lucky charm, quote unquote.
Oh.
That's how the man statement puts it. Yes, you're within the forest. The wind's howling all around you, and you can't see anything but the mist and the odd tree here and there. As these mists are thick and dense and ever so present, impossible to ignore.
Yeah, let's get going.
Please.
Pyre, any directions? Directional help?
What's my thumbtack saying?
To your right.
Okay. Come on. I'm like usher everyone to make sure everyone's around me, and I'm gonna cast Anti-Life Shell.
Okay, what does that do?
Shimmering barrier extends out from you in a 10-foot radius and moves with you, remaining centered on you and hedging out creatures other than undead and constructs. And it lasts for an hour. The barrier prevents an affected creature from passing or reaching through. An affected creature can cast spells or make attacks with ranged or reach weapons through the barrier.
So creatures that aren't undead or constructs.
Yes.
Does it say it spells them or just contains them?
Sorry?
But if you're casting this and it affects everything but undead and constructs, it's affecting your allies.
No, anything, any undead or construct that's not
okay.
within my protection can't come in.
Oh, I see. My bad. I apologize. I misheard you say.
You're good.
Yes, this shimmering bubble goes around you, and you can't see the edges of it. It disappears into the mist, but you are confident that it's there, and that medallion that you're wearing, Pyre, is a bit heavier around your neck, but not in a what's the word? Tense manner? I can't think of the exact word. More reassuring.
Okay, cool. Everybody,
like a hand
close.
upon your shoulder.
Stay close. We'll be fine. We're going this way, and I will start heading towards my mark.
So, can one of you, can you nominate amongst yourselves one of you to make a roll for me?
What kind of roll?
Umbra will make the roll.
Nominate one of the players to make a roll. Because I'm not rolling for this.
I'll do
I
it.
nominate Jess rolling as Umbra.
Sam, are you doing it?
I'll do it if no one else wants to.
Everyone fine with Sam rolling this?
Yeah.
Go for it.
It does fit actually because you're leading the way.
Yeah.
Roll me a D100.
Okay.
Don't tell me the result.
Okay.
He's gonna guess it with magician tricks.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Okay.
And Stephen.
Nah.
Same or different?
Different.
Okay, what did you roll, Pyre?
57.
Okay, good to know.
What is happening?
Please be kind.
You keep walking and walking, and you, Pyre, unerringly following this pull from your mark, and to the best of your knowledges, to the best of your estimations, you've probably been travelling for about 10-15 minutes, but time is hard to tell. Time is hard to piece together when there's howling is in your minds and in your ears, and it's all around you, and it gets louder and louder, but not physically, as it were, not audibly. Within your minds, it becomes more and more present, more and more pressing, pushing down upon your minds and on your sanity. And it almost feels as if a sandstorm rushing over rock, trying to peel away shards of your existence, of your sense of self and sense of identity, of who you are and who you have been and what you plan to make of yourselves. And then silence. It is sudden, without warning. But there is silence.
I'm not gonna lie, after the whispers, this is kind of nice.
Silence is very nice.
How's everybody doing after all of that? Are you all okay?
I feel like we should be
That's
asking
fine.
you if you're okay.
We've had 2
Right.
days to adjust to this.
So all of that was new. Kind of, mostly. I don't like doing that very much. I'm not used to being on the front lines, and that was fun. Geez, my robes are all busted up, aren't they? And you can see there are some threads beginning to close up tears and little holes in there, revealing a set of chainmail underneath. Thanks for all of that. Your healing especially was much appreciated, both of you.
It's what I do. Literally,
It's-
that is what I do.
It's what I sometimes do, I guess.
Just gonna say, as I've tried to tell them, there's a keen benefit in backing up. You stay in a huddle like that, and then you're all taken care of.
There's a
Yeah.
keen benefit in being conscious.
Okay. For this one time, you weren't awake enough to do anything. I'm just
Yes.
saying. I
Sin, in
ran.
this moment,
I
Sin, you hear, and there's a keen benefit in knowing when to run at times.
was going to say that before a second voice said to.
I'll assume it's almost like an echo.
Yes.
You both say it at the same time.
Yes. Since done fighting.
But there is silence all around you, and after what you've just been through, it is a relief. But it too is heavy. The mist around you muffling all noise.
See, normally this would be comforting, but I'm honestly still very paranoid as to what the hell is happening.
If I may,
Mm-hmm.
while everyone's talking, without moving far enough away that they leave the bubble, I'd like to take a couple of steps away and get on the ground, pull out my gold inlaid bones, and cast augury.
Okay. I have one question for you.
Yes.
Are you moving forwards to get to where? Are you moving backwards? Where are you moving in relation to the group and where you've been traveling?
Moving forward the way we've been going.
Okay, I just needed to. So yes, go ahead and
Cool.
cast augury.
Okay, great. I just like that question and all. All right. So I, just kind of take them and I go, I'm not good at this. I was never good at the augury shit, but I'm trying. We're doing new thing. I don't know, and then I will cast them out.
Remind me what augury does.
Rolling the thing, doing the thing with the bone. You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the result of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. And then you choose. So the question I'm asking is following this thing the right move here? And then you've got wheel, woe, wheel and woe, or nothing. You got that part again.
The bones scatter before you.
Mm-hmm.
And they fall into a mess or a seemingly random mess wherever you focus and you start to pick out the patterns within it. You see a wheel and you see the signs for woe.
Okay.
One sets atop the other, simultaneous. And as you gather up these bones of yours, pulling them back into the pouch, and you look upwards, directly in front of your face, mere centimeters, in a manner very similar to that mist wall at the camp in the attack. The mist part slightly, and you see not more mist, not more forest, but a gaping ravine before you. A gaping ravine that descends down into darkness. A gaping ravine in which you can see is a translucent sphere to the air, and you can see whipping and howling winds rushing along that orb. And you can see spread out from this place mountains that have been carved and twisted into malformed creations from these howling winds of pandemonium, forged into this twisting insanity given physical form. But before you, in a spire rising out of this cavern, across a bridge made of rope that doesn't look old in any way whatsoever, you see what seems to be a man-made tower of twisted metal and glass and obsidian, set directly in front of you. And though your mark pulls you far beyond it, something is now calling to you from within that tower, from within Pandemonium itself, as you almost step through a portal from where the weave has weakened. And with that sight for you, Pyre, as Morton, Sin, Umber, and Gilder stood behind you talking, unaware of what you've just seen, is on that sight and on this revelation, this safe spot within Pandemonium that you have just found by accident, that you'll be finishing today's session.
What the fuck is happening? What is going on?
Ah!
Hey, welcome to the Old Myth. Aren't you so glad you joined?
Wow.
So, thank you to my wonderful players, and thank you to the wonderful audience that watched, whether that be live on the VOD or over on YouTube. Your viewership has been greatly appreciated. Before we go around and have my players introduce themselves again, tell us where we can find them on the interwebs and where they might be appearing, I just want to quickly say any music you heard in today's session is the product of Alex Rowe. I will keep plugging this because I love his music and I'm so appreciative that he let me use it. So you can find him on Spotify, YouTube, and Bandcamp as Alex Rowe. That's Alex R-O-E. You can find him on Twitter as @Roetaka, @ROETAKA. The information is actually at the bottom of the overlay I've just noticed. Oh well, I mean, this is the first time I've noticed it and been doing it the whole time. But anyway, yes, that was session 1 of season 2 of the Old Myths, also known as session 7 of the Old Myths. I'll find out which name in pattern I like, and I'll stick to it at some point. But yes, next time we'll be joined by another player. How they will fall into this game, well, that'll be an interesting thing for me to reveal. But for now, we're calling it a wrap, and we'll go round.
Don't be the receptionist at this big tower.
The opposite way as to how people introduce themselves at the beginning. So we'll jump first to the one that got the killing blow on tonight's big bad, and was a new face and a wonderful new new joining.
Addition?
I can't think of the actual word. Addition, thank you. New addition to the table. Go ahead and
Y'all are way too kind. I'm Jono. You can find me on Twitter at MammalJono, where I tweet about D&D, musical theater, and things I think are funny. Thanks for watching.
And thank you for signing up to play this. You were, sorry, had a bit of drink in my mouth still. You were a wonderful addition, as I said, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you. I was glad to be here.
I look forward to seeing
the
else.
sacred moments.
Heck yeah. Wait, I'm sorry, what was that?
Best moment, favorite moment.
Best moments.
Morton's primal scream to the sky, easy.
that was a good. You guessed the killing blow was where you fit. Okay. I honestly didn't plan it. It just so happened that you actually did get the killing blow. It's just so very thematic and fitting.
Wow.
So we'll jump up from Jono to Stephen.
I'm Stephen. I played Gilder Tavois. You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Arnold, where it's mostly D&D stuff. And the best moment, I think I loved meeting Brother Morton. It's kind of funny. We have this nice, sweet, gentle, innocent person join us, and everybody's immediately weapons drawn. Who are you? What are you? What's happening?
And we jump across now to the other side of me, and I'm trying to figure out pointing on this overlay. I think other Sam. You're next, or the Sam of this group. I think I'm pointing the right way.
Hey, I'm Sam. Samtastic on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch and also Twitter. I'm fine. It is almost fine. I'm fine. Twitch and Twitter. I stream the video games during the weeks. I play those. And I yell a lot in both places. And on, oh God, what other shows am I on? On Fridays, I'm on the RPG Lab. I play Cordelia, who is extremely trustworthy and everyone loves her. Yeah. Hey, my favorite moment. Gotta say the moment you almost walked me into pandemonium. And the fact that I'm not gonna recover ever from that. So thanks.
Totally welcome.
On that day 100 you rolled. If I was told different. I rolled evens, you rolled odds. So you managed to find this portal. That's what it all came down to. Your own choices, whether you found it or not. But yes,
Chill.
with that revelation, why don't we jump now to the wonderful creator of this overlay and the one running tech for this and the player of both Sin and the MVP and team leader of this group, Umber. So pointing the right way, I think, Jesse.
Technically, you're the player of the MVP. And also trying to kill us. I'm Jesse. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jahoos the Moose. I will also be on VR starting Tuesdays at a new game called From Us Came Dusk, which I'm very excited for. And my favorite part was, I think, yes, using my Warlock Eldritch Blast for the first time. Because things are going to get interesting.
I do love the Warlock because of how much you can involve the patron, because it becomes another NPC for the DM. So I'm looking forward to see what comes of that. But I think last and least in comparison to these wonderful performances, you can't stop me saying it. I'm Sam, or Samuel regards this because it's another Sam, and you can find me on Twitter as Eldritch Warlock. Let's see, I can be found tomorrow on the RPG Lab at time conversion 7 PM British time, 2 PM Eastern. I think that's 1 PM Central. I think that's right, where I will be playing Janos, the Tabaxi Brogbard, who is trying to recuperate some losses that the shop made after a surge of wild magic took away all our money. Thank you, Sam, for that, because you made that happen.
You're so welcome.
My favorite moment. It's so hard because I'm so happy to be able to do season 2 of this. I have to give it to getting to introduce you to the Voidling. That was fun. I've been wanting to use that since I found it, and I'm so happy I got to do so. And just for those that know, that's the Voidling from Kobold Fest, the Tome of Beasts. I edited it very slightly, but it's basically what you can find in there if you're interested in having a look at it and using it in your own games. But yes, that is all of us being signed off, I guess. I'm stumbling over my words. Thank you all for watching session 1 of season 2 of the Ordinates, also known as session 7 of the Ordinates. I will choose a naming convention, and I believe Goldheart sounds good for a raid. So stick around, and we're going to raid Goldheart after this, give them all the best from variant roles, and I look forward to seeing my wonderful players and the wonderful audience next week for session 2 of season 2. And let's see what pandemonium brings show.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.